After losing all those he loved and later being encased in a life support system that disconnected him from his fellow peers, Darth Vader felt nothing more than hate and despair towards himself and those around him. This hatred caused him to be a cold, heartless man who was feared by many Imperials who served under him, mainly due to the frequency of executions the Dark Lord performed for even the simplest of mistakes. And these frequent executions and punishments were fueled by Vader's absolute disdain toward Imperial officers and the like, as he viewed many of them to be lazy cowards who only gained their positions due to nepotism rather than actual talent or hard work. Only a few within the Empire gained his respect, ranging from the men who served him in the 501st Legion to a few higher-ups such as Grand Moff Tarkin, but these relationships were mainly professional and didn't go beyond that. Even Palpatine viewed Vader as nothing more than a tool for him to use, to which Vader came to quickly realize as the case after being nearly killed by his Sith Master, who set assassins after him to test if he was still powerful enough to survive, as well as frequently seeking to replace Vader by someone more powerful than him. However, there was one person in the entire Empire whom Darth Vader may have genuinely liked, and perhaps even considered to be his friend. His name was Erv Lekov. He was an Imperial lieutenant who served as Vader's personal aide during the first 2 years of the Galactic Empire's reign. Upon first meeting him, Vader noticed Lekov to be vastly different from other Imperial officers. For one, he wasn't afraid to throw himself into action and fight alongside Darth Vader, even in fights that were likely to result in his death, such as when he helped Vader fight off multiple assassins, one of whom was a Dark Jedi sent by Palpatine to test his apprentice's worth. Seeing how the assassins outnumbered them, Vader expected Lekov to either retreat or let the Dark Lord deal with them alone. But that was the exact opposite of what he did, and he instead joined Vader and fought off the assassins alongside with him. After having fought alongside each other on multiple occasions, both of them began to respect and even admire each other. Vader soon discovered Lekov's love for his family back on Coruscant, and how he was a well-loved family man, which gave him another layer of being an honorable man. Vader began to reward Lekov for his loyalty and courage, with one instance recommending him to be cloned for an Imperial secret project that sought to create new clone armies using new DNA templates. Lekov was honored with the recommendation, and later oversaw some of his clones being created, who were grown in less than a year. During the cloning program, Lekov met Emperor Palpatine in person and oversaw Vader practice dueling with Force-sensitive clones created from DNA samples of Dark Jedi that served the Empire, some of which were actually created from the Dark Jedi that was sent to assassinate Vader earlier. Vader, Palpatine, and Lekov later took a shuttle back to Coruscant, but during their trip they were attacked by a traitorous Emperor's hand named Shevan, who sought to kill the Emperor. Shevan was accompanied by a few Force-sensitive clones that he had compromised to make them only obey him. During the enclosed fight inside the shuttle, Lekov used a flamethrower to take down the rogue clones while Vader dueled Shevan. However, during the battle, Lekov jumped in front of Vader as a means to shield him from flames that the Force-sensitive clones redirected from his flamethrower. He ended up taking the full hit of the fire, resulting in him being badly burned. Shevan and his clones were quickly defeated after that once Vader's rage took over him. Soon after defeating them, Vader quickly came to Lekov and began to comfort him, using the Force to ease his pain and keep him alive, which is quite possibly the only time he has ever done so. Lekov was able to survive the attack and underwent medical treatment, but was left with severe burns which reminded Vader of himself after his duel with Obi-Wan on Mustafar. After spending weeks in a Bacta tank to treat his burns, Lekov was released from medical care. He went on to retire afterwards and spent time with his family on Coruscant, raising his grandson named Jory, whom he would constantly tell stories to about his adventures with Darth Vader and how much he admired the man. Lekov's story ends there, only being later mentioned by his grandson Jory, who looked up to his grandfather. He later recanted his grandfather's admiration toward Darth Vader to his friends, and jokingly talked about how he may have been a little crazy for all the things he did alongside the Dark Lord. Thanks for watching this episode of The Lore Master. Be sure to subscribe for more Star Wars lore videos like these in the future, and may the Force be with you.